10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
What's up, motherfuckers? What's everybody up to today? What's up, Leo?
Hey, what's going on?
What are you up to? How's Chicago treating you?
Great.
That sounded real fucking
Excellent.
convincing. Oh, Jesus. How's work? You get your work shit straight out?
No,
No?
not at all.
Okay. Shit.
Fucking
I'm
great.
sorry.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Well, we're gonna start I'll start a Leo GoFundMe so that Leo can go on vacation to, I don't know, where the fuck you want to go?
Right. That's
Out of Chicago for a while.
right. Just the next state over would be great. I'll take that.
Well, what's up, audience? What's up, dudes? How's everybody doing out there? I don't want to hear it. I missed Monday again. At this point, like, how many Mondays do I have to miss before y'all just expect me to miss it? I don't know. I'm still getting shit for it, though. It's all right. I guess I deserve it. I do deserve it, though, because I've been doing Mondays for fucking, like, 13 years, and I don't know what to say. I got no excuse, man. I'm just fucking tired on Mondays. I'm just fucking tired. That's how it rolls. Anyway.
Yeah.
I guess it's just you and me, Leo. I don't know where the hell everybody else is at.
They'll be here in an hour.
Yeah. Fucking goddamn fucking lazy motherfuckers.
They still in the
Fucking-
other time zone. So, okay.
Fucking Shot Red's just, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Vince out in the chat says I could use a Walther PDP Pro GoFundMe. What? You're gonna get him a GoFundMe for a Walther? I would shoot higher than that. I mean, I respect that you want one, but if you're gonna get one, like, on a GoFundMe, then shoot higher. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I feel like a Walther PDP is achievable without a GoFundMe. I don't know.
Unless your job hates you, you know, doesn't give you.
I mean, this is true. This is true. Or if you live in Chicago and your name's Leo.
Doesn't give a shit if you've been there for 11 years, you know.
Why would they?
Yeah,
Why would they give a shit?
Yeah.
God damn it. I don't even know. I don't know where to go. By the way, for anybody wondering if I had a plan for tonight's chat, no. So feel free if y'all just want to talk, bring some shit up. I don't know.
That's just what Honda did Sunday. He didn't have a damn thing for the chat. He was just
I ain't got shit.
whatever.
Other than they brought fucking Direwolves back. I mean, that's a news story I can't fucking get away from. It's goddamn everywhere.
Just some white gray wolves.
Yeah.
Wow.
That aren't even like 6 months old yet, so we don't even know how big they're gonna fucking get. I'm assuming they're gonna get big.
I hope
Maybe.
so.
You know. But I have no idea. We'll see. I can't get away from that fucking story, dude. That's everywhere. Every time I open up anything online, it's just there in my face repeatedly. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's cool. But then the stories start coming out that like, well, now that we've done this and blah, 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 and this puts us one step closer to fucking bringing back dinosaurs. I'm like, that's not a good idea. Like, you should stop that. We should not do that.
All for it, all in. And I would still go.
Look, I'm not saying I wouldn't go to Jurassic Park. I'm just saying it's not a good idea.
No, it's not at all.
Don't even put that in front of me, because there's too many dumbasses like me that be like, I want to fucking go. Hey kids, let's go to fucking Jurassic Park. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Hello.
What's up, Duke?
What up, baby?
Duke would
So
go too, right?
Duke would go too. Yeah, he would.
Yep.
Go what?
Okay, so you know how I don't know about you. I can't get away from this story that they brought Direwolves back.
Oh my gosh, everyone wants to talk about it, and I hate it. I don't care.
I'm just like, it was interesting the first 37 times I saw the story,
Yeah.
and now it's just over. But because of that, now they're talking about that they're one step closer to bringing dinosaurs back.
Yeah, let's not do that. We saw that movie.
Yeah, five times now. We've seen the movie 5 times now.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but like I was telling the audience, I mean, I'll still go to Jurassic Park, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea.
So isn't it 6?
Is it 6 now?
Yeah.
Well, how many
It's
new
two
ones? They
trilogies,
did
right?
3.
No, it's 6.
They
right.
did 3.
Right, it's 2 trilogies, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They do. Is the new one 2 or 3 movies?
3.
I thought it was only 2.
I thought it was 2 until someone told me there's a third one. I never
Well,
even
that was
knew
the
there
third
was
one coming out this summer. Jurassic Park Dominion or some shit like that, or
No, there's
whatever.
definitely 3.
Whatever the new one is. There's one that comes out this year, like this summer sometime.
That's 4.
I don't fucking know. There's a lot of reasons telling. Look, Jeff Goldblum said it best in the original. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. It's true.
100%. 100% on that, man.
But they should do it anyway. Just to be clear.
Oh, we got Super Chat Tark says, don't worry, I'm sure they will spare no expense.
Yep.
No, what'll happen is it'll be like in the fucking one of the newer movies. I don't remember which
Guess
one.
I got a delivery at the door.
one of the Chris Pratt movies where he finds out that they're fucking the whole reason that they're bringing back the fucking velociraptors is to train them for fucking war. Or that was the first one, right? Like that was his job, was to help train them. Like that's why they'll do it. That's why they'll get the money to back it, because some fucking the military-industrial complex be like, "Oh, raptors in Iraq. That sounds like a great idea."
That'll work over so well. Raptors in Iraq. That needs to be a movie.
Yeah, that's what'll happen. Then they'll dump all kinds of fucking money into it. Like, oh, we can just airlift fucking raptors and drop them anywhere in the world. Awesome. That's what'll happen. That's how you get it to happen. You fucking tell some rich motherfucker they can fucking grow some raptors and make trillions of dollars in war. They'll be like, oh, okay. I don't know. So anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about. I have nothing. I got no topic. What do you got?
So, what would you do different if you were starting, knowing what you know now, but you were starting a gun collection?
Ooh.
But it can't be like, oh, I would just go back in time and get 10 crates of Mosins. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, like, let's say you had a house fire and you lose everything, but you're insured, so you're gonna get everything back. But like the stipulation is you're gonna spread it out. So you're gonna start over. You're gonna have money to do it, but not like 10 grand tomorrow. So let's just say you get to build back slowly. How does it look different? What do you do different than what you currently have done? Because a lot of what we have now is like, I'm a product of my mistakes. I'm a product of living through the surplus era.
Yeah.
And so like what I have is like, I have guns I would never buy again. I have stuff I would never touch. I have like a lot of it, but I'll never get the value of it back. So I'm not going to sell it. So and like with guns and ammo, in that kind of mindset, what would you do different now? If you had if you were able to build back up, what would you do different?
Ooh, honestly, I would. I mean, yeah, there's some guns I would repeat. I would get another Sig Nightmare. It's my favorite 1911. I would make sure I had a couple of Berettas in my collection. I probably would get a Smith & Wesson 586, like maybe an L Comp or something. Some really nice revolver. I'd have one really, really nice revolver. Other than that, I'd make sure I was set up for hunting needs. And then I would... Then I think the route I would probably go, once I got my little, okay, well, I need this one thing and this one thing and this one thing, I'd probably turn my collection really, really boring really quick, because it would just be then at that point like a mass quantity of ARs and Glocks for everybody in my house.
Yep.
It'd get real boring after that. Like I'd start off getting the little things that I like, the Berettas and the Sigs and stuff. And I'd get at least a couple of really, really good hunting rifles, and get them decked out. And then, yeah, it would be like everybody, here's a carry Glock and a sidearm Glock for everybody in the family. Everybody gets an AR. It'd be that type of stuff. I think I would, condense the collection a bit, not numbers wise necessarily, but as far as variety goes.
Yeah. I would go for like the 10-17s, the 10-19s, the 10 like mid-tier ARs and 10 mid-tier shotguns and 5 mid-tier bolt actions. Like that's how I'd want my collection to be. It would be much less like hit, and it would just be mass this, mass that.
Yeah.
Once I branched out from like the few Berettas that I want that are not like Glocks, a couple of like wheel guns, a 1911 or two, and then just everything in mass for the stockpile.
Yeah, it would be. It would honestly would be kind of boring, but I'd be very happy with that collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. For me, I would go totally different. I would have no military surplus because I don't care about it. Yeah. And the value that I held was because it was cheap and fun and easy, not because I really wanted it that bad. And so that's all gone, man. And so I would go straight to something else like you were talking about.
Yeah. And like I said, there'd be some that I would have. I'd have my barbecue guns, I'd have the Beretta and the nice revolver and that kind of thing. I'd have a nice 1911, but yeah. And then because I'd still have money left over, I think it's because I just don't have any, and I've been like, well, why don't I have any? I kind of want some nods.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want some nods. I'd probably buy some nods. I don't know. Maybe get everybody a vest. Everybody in the house, you know, get everybody a vest, that kind of thing. Maybe splurge on some stuff that's gun adjacent that I never dipped into for whatever reason, you know. I don't know. It'd be fun though. I mean, it would be fun, right? To just go back and like, okay, here's the value of your collection. Go buy it again. Do it however you want this time. You know? It would be fun. I would enjoy that. Out there in the chat, Emmanuel Fernandez says, how much do you think I can sell my Yugoslavian M98 for? M98s, I have seen... It depends. They used to be so fucking cheap. I've seen them go for like up to $650, $700 in really good shape. That's rare. Average price probably $400 to $500. Last time I paid attention to like M98s sitting in like a gun shop or something that were like average condition. I remember when M98s were fucking like cheap as hell, like under $200 all day long. You know what I mean? But you know, yeah, I don't know. It depends on the condition. But yeah, I mean, I've seen. Well, it's because I mean the M98 is just I don't want to call it a knockoff, but it's kind of a knockoff K98, which are really sought after guns. And so, you know, a lot of people who don't want to go pay, God, what are K98s going for now? North of $1,000.
I mean,
so
depending
yeah,
on
a lot
what they are, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're worth it, but that's what they go for. So yeah, a lot of people like wanting a K98, but can't or don't want to spend that much money. Will go to get a, you know, like as a Staba M98. So they've gone up in value as well. So yeah, I mean, depending on what kind of condition it's in, Emmanuel. Like I said, I've seen them go for $650, $700. I think that's ridiculous, to be very honest, for that gun. But like, if you've got one and you want to sell it and you can get that much, again, that's not the average price. That's on the high end. But, you know, I would say I'd do a little bit of a search online, do some history on like Gunbroker, do some searches on Gunbroker and see what some of the ones on Gunbroker have sold for, and then kind of judge yours in accordance with what you see on Gunbroker if you're looking to sell it, and just kind of get an idea of what people are willing to pay. Find some that are in roughly the same condition as yours, and kind of price it according to that. But I mean, yeah, look, I haven't seen a K98. I haven't seen an M98 go for less than like $400 in a few years. Like they usually catch at least 400. So, which again, it's ridiculous, because I mean, we all remember when those fucking M98s used to go for like $150 to $199 or some shit like that at like Classic Firearms and JG sales and all that shit. Now I mean, for me, I get why you would want to sell it, because like for me, like I just wouldn't buy one. Like, it's a cool gun, it's a nice gun, smooth action, great trigger, but it's an 8mm, and it costs way more than just like, I don't know, go get a fucking cheap ass Savage or Remington or anything nowadays, you know, around $300 to $350, and you've got a nice modern rifle in a caliber that's way easier to get a hold of than 8mm Mauser, you know. So it doesn't make much sense to buy one, but you might make a little money off of it if you sell it now. If you can find somebody, like I said, there are groups of people out there who love those rifles because they are K98s, just cheaper. So it's worth a shot, man. See what you can get for it. Ladies in the chat says, in the next hour, I'll finally have my main AR back with me and in its new home in the gun locker. Well, good. Congratulations. He also says, AR pistol question: when you're putting a blade into the circular buffer, when you're putting a blade onto the circular buffer tube. Oh, god damn it. My brain's not working right now. It took me a minute. I was like, why are you putting a knife in your fucking buffer tube? Okay. God damn. I did, and then okay, pistol question. So you're talking about like the cack blade. Okay. Fuck, dude, I'm telling you, my brain is gone right now.
Oh, I'm done. I was done about 3 hours ago. So yeah, I hear you. I was done this morning. So no, I get it.
Said when putting a blade under your circular buffer tube, how do you pin it in place? Or are you just supposed to make a hole in the tube? Well, technically, and there may have been some changes because the ATF's gone back and forth so many fucking times. Technically, you're not supposed to have any way that it kind of, you're not supposed to modify it in any way that it like permanently attaches. But I don't know if the ATF changed their rules on that, because that used to be a no-no. Like if
used to be a no-no.
If you did anything like with like screwed it down or anything, like you could get in trouble for that because they considered that making it a stock for some stupid reason, even though it didn't make it a stock, and even though all it did was keep it from spinning around on the tube. They do. I'm trying to think. I don't know if it's the cack blade or if there's another one. They do make one that is made to fit on a standard AR tube, because obviously the standard AR tube has the adjustment divots already in it, and the line, the whatever. It's not just a circular tube, so those are easier to install and make sure it stays in place. Then you've got just the circular tubes that have, because I can't show it to you. Anyway, I've got the circular tubes on my AR with the cack blade, but the tube on mine has the ridged. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's got the ridges but lengthwise in the tube, and so I have the set screw going into one of those ridges, and it holds in place just fine. I've had it like that for years. It's not drilled into the tube or anything like that. It's just friction fit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just screwed in enough to really pinch up inside one of those dimples or whatever the fuck those things are called in the tube itself. That's how I have mine, and it's got the cack blade and everything on it. And I've had no issues with it, but those lines, vents, divots, whatever the fuck you want to call them on that one, keep it from rocking side to side, which is more what I'm concerned about than sliding back and forth on there. I'm more concerned with the blade not moving like that. So those help really well. But if you just have like a smooth tubed AR buffer tube, I don't know. I would just do the friction fit thing, honestly, because I don't know what ATF's rules are on this shit. Or just do whatever the fuck you want and nobody's going to know anyway, I guess. But you do want to, I would not drill a hole into your buffer tube though, because I wouldn't want to do anything that might like cause problems with the buffer and spring freely moving back and forth through there.
Yeah, don't drill a hole in the buffer tube. That's going to be, don't do that.
So I would just tighten it up really good against the buffer tube without damaging the buffer tube, and you should probably be fine. I mean, here's an idea, and this is not drilling a hole, which seemed to be the line that ATF used to have anyway, which is if you drill a hole in the buffer tube. But you could always just with like a little bit of a drill bit, just give yourself like a pilot. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna drill a hole, you're just giving yourself a little bit of for the screw to grab onto without actually drilling a hole. Once you have it set up and you know where it's going to be, just put your drill on that spot and just make a little mark, just enough that the screw can just kind of, for the purpose of friction fitting tight, can just kind of bite onto a little bit without actually making a hole in the buffer tube. You could do that. If it's that big of a concern, again, I don't know what setup you're going with, and if it, how it's fitting on there and that kind of thing. But I mean, that might be an option, but usually it's not that big of a concern. I mean, I God knows how many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of those fucking blades have been sold that people put on their AR pistols just fine with no issues. Just by the little set screw thing. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
But it always seems to me that, I don't know. I guess you. Never mind. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I don't know how many people. I would love to see a stats on like how many people have gotten hemmed up for real things like that versus like, you got hemmed up for something else and they used it as an add-on. You know what I mean?
But my guess would be, yeah, you're right, is that more people get caught up, with something else, and then that gets tacked on later on because it's like a thing they can find. I'd be willing to bet. I mean, because what would you have to do to get in trouble for that? I mean, you'd have to either have shown an ATF agent, right?
Right.
Or know somebody that rats on you to the ATF, and for some reason the ATF cares enough to go after you, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But like, yeah, but more than likely, like you probably got busted for something else. Something bigger, more than likely having to do with selling guns, because that was a big thing for a long time. That's what everybody was getting busted on. It was the selling of the guns. Oh, you sold too many guns, or you bought this and sold it too quickly, or whatever the situation was. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then once they had you in there for that, and they've got all your guns, and they start looking at all your shit, then they hit you for all the other little stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, that more than likely that's probably what happened. If anybody even got hit on something like that, on like screwing a fucking, brace to a tube. I never personally heard of anybody actually get in trouble for that. I know it was something that the ATF had talked about, but I don't know that anybody ever actually got busted for it. So,
right, that's kind of like that's, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I saw you. I was at a range and I modified my AR pistol and he got me and I got charged with blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard that. It happened. Maybe somebody has. I just haven't heard it. But like, I would really like to know. Or it wasn't. I had like 10,000 pounds of, or 1,000 pounds of cocaine on me and a altered pistol. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is probably more likely, because again, the issue with, and the ATF knows this, but the issue with all these little things people may or may not do to their guns that may or may not at any given time, violate what the ATF says is illegal, even though they have no right to say anything's illegal because it's not their fucking job. But, when they make up new rules and shit and pull them out of their ass, the problem is, like, how are they finding this shit? Like, the only time, like, if you notice, because we get these videos occasionally of, like, ATF agents going to somebody's house or something like that to check on something. And it's always, okay, you bought something from a website that turns out this website was selling illegal shit, right? That's a big one. We've seen a bunch of videos on that.
Yeah.
Right? And so, of course, when the company gets busted or the website gets busted or whatever the fuck it is, they go, they track credit card numbers to find the people who ordered the thing, right? So that's something we've seen the ATF do before, okay? And then the other thing is, whenever there's a bigger issue in question, usually, like I said, having to do with, okay, we noticed you sold these guns or this gun or that gun. And usually it has something to do with, either how many guns a person has sold or the the amount of time being very short between when they purchased it and then sold it. Because that was a big push for a long time, even going through the Obama administration of like, oh, well, if you sell a gun like almost immediately, you obviously, that's a straw purchase because you obviously always intended to sell it, which by the way is bullshit, because that is presuming a person's mindset, which I don't see how the fuck that is legal in the American court system, but they push that shit through anyway. You know, I get that, yes, straw purchases happen. That I understand. I mean, I don't think it should fucking matter. I don't think, who gives a shit who buys what? Because some dude who's not supposed to have a gun is going to get a gun anyway. So who gives a fuck? But that's beside the point. But yeah, they push that shit like, oh, you bought a gun and 2 weeks later you sold it. Well, motherfucker, maybe I irresponsibly bought a gun and realized I couldn't fucking afford it. Like, let's be honest, that shit happens all the fucking time, you know. Because you never see a fucking, you know, out of all these videos, and there's fucking thousands of them online, you can go look them up, of ATF knocking on people's fucking door, you know. It's never, I've never seen one, and maybe I'm wrong, I've never seen one asking about a fucking pistol brace.
Yeah.
I've never seen one single one asking about a pistol brace in any way, shape, or form. So, as much of a big deal as they made about pistol braces for a long time, I don't think it ultimately really matters that much. You know what I mean?
Well, and like, I mean, I bought a gun and like got it home and been like, yeah, I shouldn't have done this. I hate this. Like, we've all done that where you,
or you buy a gun and then you go tell your friends about it. And then they tell you what a dumb shit mistake you made. And like, how fucking stupid are you? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you buy an AK-74 in today's day and time? Like, that was just dumb. And then you like feel bad, as you should, because you made a stupid mistake. And then you sell it, but then you end up getting something better. You trade it for something better. So it works out all in the end.
Yeah.
That was just a random. I just kind of pulled that out of my ass. That was not anything specific to anybody here in the chat. But
no one's specific.
Not at all.
So yeah, I mean, we've all got a gun and then been like, oh, I don't like this anymore. So
yeah, or just like you have that buyer's remorse because you're like, fuck, I spent too much money on this. Yeah, like, I probably shouldn't have done. Like, that shit happens, dude. It happens with everything, not just guns. It happens. People buy with fucking cars, with fucking clothes, with all kinds of shit. Like, that happens. That is a normal part of human consumerism. You know what I mean?
Remorse. Like, we all, it's a.
That's a thing. It doesn't mean you straw purchase that fucking car. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever the fuck, right? Like, you're just like, fuck, I shouldn't have done this. I need to sell it.
Yeah.
So, let me get these couple super chats here real quick. Emmanuel says, may we have a rant, please? Topic, people's irrational fear of guns. Also, slam your fist on the desk, please. People's irrational fear of guns. Well, it's ignorance is what it is. And I don't mean stupidity most of the time. Okay? Obviously, there are times when it is stupidity. And that crowd of people that are genuinely stupid is growing, unfortunately. But most of the time it's ignorance. You're talking about large groups of people, large swaths of the population who, because of certain politics or where they live or whatever it is, right? You know, they don't own guns. They know nothing about guns. And so they believe whatever, you know, whatever the mainstream is telling them, whatever their local politician is telling them, whatever the fuck it is, right? Like, it's ignorance because they don't know. Where it delves into stupidity is either A, when they, and this is why I say the gap of fucking stupid is growing, is because, you know, you have easy access to information to figure this shit out, that you're being lied to about guns and firearms and all this stuff, and you intentionally like, don't you go out of your way to not look it up, right? Like, at a certain point, if you're going to be really passionate about something, like, you should know what the fuck you're talking about. We live in the information age, even though information, right? Like, we live in a time when there's a lot of silencing of certain opinions and things like that. It's still really, really easy to find information if you really want to. And if you're going to be really passionate about something like being anti-gun, you should probably look some shit up instead of just being blatantly stupid when you talk about how anti-gun you are. And so that's one side of being stupid. And that plays directly into the whole, like, the people who have picked a side because of politics or where they live or whatever. And they make that decision to be passionate about a fucking thing without knowing anything about it, right? Like, that's the other side of it, because that whole process is completely back-asswards, right? Of like, I'm going to be passionate about this, and then maybe I'll learn about it. Most people get passionate about something because they learned about it, not the other fucking way around. And then, like I said, you've got this whole group of people that get passionate about fucking being anti-gun, and not only did they start there instead of getting some information first, but then they go forward avoiding all rational conversations, all actual data and statistics and information that is available to look up when it comes to gun crimes and gun sales and all these things. So the divide of stupid, as we'll call it, is unfortunately, well, I don't know. Is it growing, or is it just is the number of people who are anti-gun actually getting bigger, or is it just the people who are anti-gun are just keep getting louder and louder year over year? I don't know which one it is.
Louder. They have and much like everything, it's the people finally have a platform where 20, 15 years ago, we never gave these people mine. They had no friends. They had no platform where they got to like pontificate, but because we have the internet and social media, it gives them an area, and they all connect with each other. So all of like these like bad actors get together and say, "Oh, you're a good actor."
Yeah,
and that's where it comes from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would take it a step further and tell you that there is something inherently wrong with a person who's anti-gun. Because tell me where you derive from, where you don't want to protect your own and don't feel the need to allow someone to protect the ones they love in like a very productive way. Like, that's what the gun does.
Yeah, and they're vehemently against it. They're vehemently they live in a world where somehow it makes sense that, again, this goes back to, and this is like the most basic of statistics, right? That anybody should be able to noodle this one out in their head real quick, knowing we have, again, nobody knows the exact number, but probably 400 to 600 million guns in the country, owned by people, and 99.9% of them are never used in a fucking crime. Right. You should be able to figure out real quick that, okay, so guns are not the problem, but now with that basic understanding that anybody can right off the bat, without even having to think about it, can go, oh yeah, that makes sense. They still will then vehemently decide that other people shouldn't have this thing because they're fucking scared of it. For an irrational reason that makes no sense, that with any level of thought you can understand, you shouldn't be afraid of this inanimate object, right? And they then go out of their way to try to impose their beliefs on other people, which, by the way, fucking hilarious. And I know we've talked about it a billion fucking times. Fucking hilarious that the left, who fucking hates when you try to impose your morals and values on them, fucking does it to everybody all the fucking time.
Yes. Like,
literally all the fucking time. Just so fucking hypocritical.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Where do these people come from, though? Like, where did the idea come from that I don't have the right to defend myself?
Yeah. Well,
Honestly,
it's weird too, because there's so much hypocritical and antithetical thought within the process of getting there, and whether it's guns or a lot of other things too, that the left seems to really get passionate about. And I'm not saying people on the right aren't hypocritical about things. I'm sure they are. But it's just way more noticeable on the left nowadays for like the last decade. Excuse me. You know, it's coming from groups of people, as we said, who don't like when you try and impose your morals on them, and then they'll try to impose their morals on you. Groups of people who run around and talk about, you know, we hate the police and we should defund the police, but only the police should have guns. You know, shit like that. It's like the new thing is with the tariffs and the stock market and all this shit, right? This is a new one that I've noticed, and I'm not the only one to notice this. This has been pointed out by many people all the time. It's the groups of people who, going back for a couple of decades now, have been like, you know, down with the system, down with corporations, fuck the man, fuck rich people, all this shit. Oh, wait, the stock market and corporations are losing money? Oh, no, Trump's a fascist. Why is he letting this happen? Wait a minute. You don't give a shit about these companies. You don't give a shit about the stock market. You don't give a shit about corporations. Why all of a sudden are you upset?
yes.
Because corporations are losing money. I thought you were all for this shit. You were all for this shit before fucking Trump decided that he was going to do this.
Yep.
And gonna, like, first of all, the fucking stock market has not dropped that fucking much. A, B, they didn't give a fuck until Trump did something. And so it's just there's this, again, I'm not saying that people on the right don't do the same fucking thing about certain issues. Everybody, myself, we are all hypocritical at times. Okay. However, the left is really loudly hypocritical about certain things, like this, like guns. And it's just fucking weird, dude, because it's so in your face that it's hard to understand how a human being got there. When literally some of these same organizations that are chanting defund the police are saying take guns away from citizens so only police have guns. Like literally at protests and shit saying this stuff. It's fucking weird. Again, you know, it's also weird, like I said, groups of people who fucking were the ones, you know, going back to 2011, you know, doing the campouts on fucking Wall Street, you know, are the same ones losing their goddamn minds and marching on Washington this last week about Trump's tariffs. It's like, not to mention, these are also the same people who were like, oh, Bernie is our Lord and Savior. Do you know how much Bernie Sanders wanted to tariff the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Have you looked at his fucking policies? He was a huge tariff supporter. Most socialists are, by the way.
Right.
So it's just so fucking weird when, whether it's guns or anything to do with Trump or whatever the fuck it is, when they do this stuff, you're just like, it blows me away. It's what's the term I'm looking for? Is it cognitive dissonance? Or is that the right term? I'm blanking right now. Where you're just like so in your fucking head that you cannot see how much of a hypocritical piece of shit you're being, you know, about whatever the fuck it is. It's just like, what the shit, dude? Do you not see this? So, but they've been doing it with guns for fucking, I mean, Jesus. I mean, since I started paying attention to gun laws in the 90s, the left has been doing this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just always been a left-wing thing with guns to have this weird hypocritical streak that makes no fucking common sense whatsoever. And that's without delving into the idea that, hey, you can actually look up data and statistics and find out that you're wrong. I'm just from a purely, a fucking mental exercise level, like saying some of these things, even if you have no data or information on gun laws and gun crimes and things, it still doesn't make any fucking sense, So it's fucking weird. Oh wait, there, I slammed my fist on the desk for you there. I forgot I was supposed to do that. I did it, Emmanuel. Was that really a rant? I don't know if that was a rant per se. It was close enough. Preston Garvey dropped in a super chat, says, if you're out of prison, you should be able to buy a gun and vote. If people are too dangerous to own a gun, then why are they let out of prison? I've been saying this for years. I still get into occasional arguments with people who don't agree with this. But yeah, I've been saying this because I'm libertarian, so that's kind of where that thought process started. Was, as years ago, long before I started YouTube, I delved into my libertarianism, which is the idea. Yeah, look, if the government comes in and says you have paid for your crime, we are going to release you. You should get all your rights back. Period. End of story. And people will always come up, especially people on the right. This is one thing I vehemently disagree with people on the right on, because this is a right-wing thing. It's like, well, we can't trust them when they get out of prison, and well, there's still criminals, and well, the prison system isn't set up properly, so it releases people who really shouldn't be out because they have no room and no money to keep taking care of them. Well, how is that person's problem? How is that how does the lack of resources in the prison system, how does the for-profit corporate-run prison system being not good at their job, how does that equate to people losing rights? Like, how about the prison system fix their shit?
Yep.
And stop releasing people who shouldn't be out. Because look, I have one of my friends growing up, one of my best friend's dads, who was the guy that introduced me to guns and hunting when I was a kid, was in this situation. I had a really good friend of mine who I worked with for several years who was in this situation. That situation being they had done something when they were young and stupid and went to prison and got out and became good fucking people. Like I know we don't want to think about it, or maybe we don't because all media and movies and everything else, it taints your idea. But the fact of the matter is, hundreds, maybe thousands of people get out of prison every fucking day, and a lot of them go on to become better people and don't fuck up again. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. Okay, and those people that don't go and fuck up again deserve to have all their rights back as soon as they are released from prison. And I don't know, it's this whole corporate punishment. We can't. Well, you know what? Look, if we can't trust you with your rights, then you shouldn't be out of prison. Well, then why they can't stay in prison? Well, that's not their fucking problem. Now, is it? That's a prison problem. How about you fix that? Instead of shifting the blame to the entire... It's very similar to how people are like, well, criminals commit violence with guns, so we should punish all gun owners. Well, some criminals, when they get out of prison, are going to commit more crimes, so we should punish everybody who gets out of prison. No, that's not how that fucking works. That is not a fair system. That's not how you do that. Somebody gets out of prison, the government says, you have paid your penance. You should get all your rights back. You should be able to vote. You should be able to buy a gun. Everything that any free citizen can do, you should be able to fucking do. And a lot of people on the right don't like that. And I get why, because it gets into politics where a lot of people, let's be honest here, where most prison populations come from urban areas where when they get out of prison and they can vote again, they're probably going to vote Democrat. That's just a fucking statistical fact. I'm not making a judgment on anybody. I'm just saying statistically that's true. That's just a thing. So I get why some people on the right don't fucking like it. Tough shit, right? Like, we don't get to sit here and fucking be like, I don't think you're going to vote the way I want you to, so you shouldn't get your right to vote back. No, fuck that shit. You get out of prison, you buy a gun, you vote, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know.
You want to really boil your brain, just think about what incentive do private prisons have to do to get people out of to stop people from committing crimes? They don't have any incentive. A private commodity is prisoners. Why would they want less of them?
No, they don't want less of them.
Right.
I mean, there has been, since I like in my 20s started paying attention to shit, right? Like, there have been multiple times where corporations that are into prison, that are in the, into corporate privatized prisons and things like that, have gotten busted and gotten in trouble for influencing the judicial system to encourage more prisoners to be sentenced to greater sentences and to be busted on lower charges, to be trumped up so that they can actually go to prison for things they might not have gone to prison for. There was a judge busted in Texas about 10 years ago for doing this for a private company, and he was actually getting paid to send people to fucking prison. Like,
right.
First of all, as a libertarian free market capitalist myself, I do have to say, prison should not be a corporate fucking run entity.
No, exactly.
It should not. There should not be a profit motive in keeping people in prison. That's a bad idea, and that started a long time ago before any of us were born. I get it. But it's a really, really bad idea. And it is shown to be a really bad idea because obviously the corporations have no incentive to try and do any real reform while the people are there in prison, because they want them to get sent back at some point. And then they get involved in the judicial system, which then also affects people getting sent to prison. And there just becomes this constant incentive to keep the prison system full and people making money, which ultimately what it comes down to is it's just our fucking tax money paying for all this. I mean, we call it is a corporate prison system, but it's a corporate prison system paid for by our fucking tax dollars, because it's our governments, state and federal, that fucking pay these prisons to keep prisoners there. That's how they're making money. They're taking our tax dollars. These corporations are building themselves up and exclusively getting paid, almost exclusively. Some prisons actually have, certain programs and things in place where they make money other ways as well. But even those prisons make the vast majority of their money from the states or the federal government paying them per head in, for how many people they keep in fucking prison.
Yeah.
So that's so wrong on so many fucking levels that is the system we deal with. And it just incentivizes the government and the judicial system and these corporate run prisons to do nothing to try and actually reform anybody, and only try and get more people to get thrown into prison in the first fucking place. So yeah, our prison system is fucked completely and is run so incorrectly and done for the wrong reasons and doesn't do what it's supposed to. And you do not get to take that out on people's individual freedoms and rights, especially once you've let them out of fucking prison.
Well, yeah, and like if they're gonna try and do better, what better way to clear their name, so that they're not treated any differently than anyone else. If they've done their time, quote unquote, right, they're done, then let them start free. Yeah. Anything else just holds them back. I think that there's a level at which we're hurting the system, and then you've got to think like, well, why are you doing it like that? Well, it's because you don't really want to change anything.
Yeah.
That's why.
The biggest thing you can do to somebody who's done done something wrong, went to prison, spent years in prison, regardless of what the prison system did or didn't do for them, has maybe tried to reform themselves. And the worst thing you can do is when they get out is treat them like they're still a fucking prisoner.
Yeah.
That's going to ensure that they do not get out of that mindset, that they do not get out of the mindset of being a criminal or a prisoner. And it's gonna hurt their chances of reintegrating society successfully and becoming a productive citizen.
Yeah.
And it's awful what these prisons do and what our government allows these prisons to do. And honestly, the whole not being able to vote, not get a gun thing is awful, but it's probably one of the least awful things they do. But either way, it's fucking wrong. And so I don't know why more people don't get that. The people on the left seem to get that. It's one of the few things that I can have a conversation with somebody on the left and actually like, oh, okay, yeah, we agree. But people on the right, man, I've been talking about it for years. Me and Yankee this is at least 10 years ago, we did a live chat one time where somehow, and I know this wasn't what the live chat was about, but that topic came up and we talked about it for a while. And dude, the chat was just fucking enraged that we would say that fucking people that went to jail for a felony should fucking get their gun rights back. And I'm like, you're the people on the right talking about don't take my rights. What the fuck is wrong with you people? We pissed off a lot of people that night. Like a lot of fucking people that night.
Yeah. And
it's not a hard concept to wrap your fucking, head around, but for some people it is. And that goes back into like we were talking about earlier. I come down hard on the left a lot, but the right does stupid shit too. The left just does bigger and more stupid shit at this point in our country's history than the right does. But the right still does stupid shit too. And that's one of those things that from like a rational perspective, it doesn't make any sense why you would want somebody's gun rights taken away or their voting rights taken away after they get out of prison, especially the gun rights thing, because as statistics have shown, if a criminal wants a fucking gun, they will get a gun anyway. I mean, we talk about this all the time as people who are pro-gun, about, well, criminals will get guns anyway. Okay, so why do you give a shit if they get their gun rights back after prison? So anyway. XN1 in the chat says, who is this you people that you speak of? It's funny. I totally said that to a black dude the other day. I was talking about Michiganders.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
And I said, you people? Duke, you know who I was talking to. And he goes, what do you mean, you people? So, of course, my response was just, well, black people, obviously. But, no, just kidding. No, that's a good dude. I get along with him really well. Speaking of which, Duke, if you got time after the chat, I do want to talk to you. If you're not asleep.
I'm crying. I'm hurting. Video of the family that fell into the burial hole that's going viral. It's like 6 big dudes carrying a casket, and they all fall into the hole.
What the fuck?
Grave site, because there's a platform that the hole was on, and the platform gave away, and all 6 dudes in the casket fall into the hole. It's terrible.
Oh my god, that's awful.
And it ain't like not deep. It's deep. I don't know where it was at, but these the guy died was kind of a bigger guy, and like he's got obviously like 6 big friends that are carrying his casket.
Yeah,
they're walking and it like falls, dude. It's bad. Like I'm gonna try and send it to you. I'll put it on. See if I can find it. I'll put it on like our the page. See if I can grab it real quick. It's
dude,
bad.
That would be awful. Like your friend, your family member, whatever it is, died, and then that fucking happened.
Yeah,
that would be horrible. Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Officer Tater Hater dropped in super chat. Thanks, sir. Says Matt, what part of Michigan did you move to? I moved to Lapeer, Michigan, which is about an hour or so northwest of Detroit, and I'm like 20 minutes from Flint. 20-ish minutes from Flint. It's a little fucking town of like 9,000 people, which is nice. I love this fucking town. I was having an argument with somebody at work today about this fucking town.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. All right.
And I was like, well, Pierre's awesome. He's like, that's because you've never been anywhere else. You need to go to other places in Michigan. I'm like, I'm not saying other places in Michigan suck. I'm just saying Lapeer's really fucking nice. Like, they have everything.
Lapeer's really nice.
So, and I moved here because of you. That's why. Remember when I asked you that question? I was like, hey, Duke, what do you think of Lapeer?
I said, if I wasn't living where I am, I would live there.
Yeah. That's what I told my wife, and she goes, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let me get the rest of your question here. I also sent you a video from Michigan a few nights ago where a guy at a car wash was thought to have a white bag, and he was abused and even body cavity searched. No, they would never do that in Michigan. They would totally do that in Michigan. I don't know, dude. You've sent me so much, like in the last week. I don't think I've watched half of them yet. The stuff you've sent me, Mr. Tater Hater. I've watched some of them.
Go to your main page in general. I put that video of the
Okay, let's see. General. Here we go. Okay, let me rewind this. We're going to screen share this.
Yeah, bro, it's bad.
Is speaking out today after pallbearers fell into the grave while carrying the casket of their loved one in North Philadelphia.
The platform above the burial site collapsed right from under their feet.
The pallbearers carried Benjamin Aviles to his final resting spot. As they began to lay down the casket, the platform above the burial site collapses. Then plunging into the burial hole. Family tells me none of the injuries is considered serious and all are expected to be okay.
Dude, that would be so messed up.
Bro, that's so messed up. Like, that's a huge fear like I got, but I'm telling you, that would be horrible.
Oh.
You know, you've seen videos of like the bodies falling out of the casket or something. Like, oh,
I mean, like you watch that stuff and you're like, oh, that's fucking whatever. But then, like, if you really think, like, if you were there, right? Like, everybody there is already like fucking sad and miserable, and it's just rough. I mean, like, and if you're one of the ones carrying the casket, right? I mean, chances are you were a good friend or family member, whatever, and then that shit happens on top of it. Like, that's fucked up, man. Like, really, really fucked up. So, let's see. X Adam 1 throwing some shit in my face. Just picked up some birria, quesadillas, mini tacos, and a torta from a nearby food truck. Are there some stragglers in Michigan that have good food trucks out there? I don't know, because I haven't found them yet. I'm having to make all my own Mexican food.
The summertime we'll have food trucks in the areas that we'll be able to go to.
There was one place like in and around, I don't know, I guess one of the nicer areas of fucking Detroit that my wife wants to go try at some point because she heard like good reviews from like other fucking Hispanic people that it was good Mexican food, but I think it's like an expensive Mexican restaurant, but they still have expensive food. I'm kind of looking for a hole in the wall too, though. And I can't trust anybody that I speak to because everybody keeps telling me, oh, this is like, I was talking to somebody at work who's actually from Lapeer and, or used to be from Lapeer. And I was like, oh, I haven't found good Mexican food. And, I was like, oh, you know that I was like, oh yeah, well, I went to that place Pueblo Viejo in Lapeer, and he goes, oh yeah, that's great Mexican food. And I was like, Well, I was about to tell you it was the worst Mexican food I've ever had, so I know I can't trust your fucking opinion on food anymore. So never mind. I'm like, no. Like that is the whitest people fucking Mexican food ever. I gotta find. And then somebody's trying to pawn off fucking nasty bacon on me today.
Oh, bro, I was so disappointed in him. I'm like, listen, that is the nastiest bacon. Like, I wasn't even trying. I was trying to be nice because I like that dude. But that is the nastiest bacon I've ever had. Like, well,
dude,
no, not ever. Because
there's that bacon up.
No, it is okay. It is literal beef jerky. That's all it is, and it's gross. It's gross. Everyone always hyped it up, and I went the first time, and I'm like, "This is beef jerky out of a bag." Like, no, it's just the bacon. Don't you see how much you get? And I'm like, it doesn't change the fact that it's gross. Now, the food is good. It's worth going to because then you can just tell people you've gone. The portions are big, but like that doesn't make something good because you get a bunch of it. Like you could just order more food if you're that hungry. It's good, but I don't like the bacon, man.
That was the thing he was talking up the most was the fucking bacon and getting me excited.
Yeah, it's not good. You and I like the same bacon. I like crisp, burnt bacon that like crumbles.
Yes. I don't like chewy ass fucking bacon, man.
It's gross. I ate so much beef jerky in the Marine Corps that I will never eat beef jerky ever again. I don't like I like beef sticks, like that kind of stuff. That's fine, but that's like meat sticks are way different. Yeah. Or like than like jerky, and it just tastes like jerky. And I don't care if they give you so much. Like, well, you can have it for later. Like, I don't want to eat an omelet later. Like, what am I gonna take this home and like that? No, I'll just make an omelet myself.
Yeah,
like, I've never understood that where people tell you like, oh, I want to take it home. Like, no, I'll just eat it now. I'll share it with somebody or something. If I'm like, if it's that big, but just because you give me a lot of it doesn't make it good.
Yeah. I'm still fine. The one thing I tried. Somebody at work let me try a woodle, which I've never tried a woodle before. I didn't know.
I don't even know what that is. What's a woodle?
It is basically you can wrap anything in an egg roll wrapping and deep fry it. That anything you want to put in it is anything that's not actual egg roll ingredients, I guess, is called a woodle. Anyway, somebody let me try a steak and cheese woodle, and it was insanely delicious from this place called the Red Wagon in Flint.
Oh,
and it's a barbecue place. And I don't know if the barbecue's any good, but that woodle thing, which is just steak and cheese melted it's wrapped up in a damn egg roll wrapping and deep fried, was fucking delicious. And so I told my wife, since I'm off this weekend, I was like, we got to go to Costco over close to Flint anyway. I'm like, we're going to fucking go get some woodles at this fucking barbecue joint. I was like, because you guys try these. They're fucking really good.
You're going to go to Costco in Grand Blanc?
Yeah, wherever there was a new one that just opened somewhere close to Flint.
Yeah, Grand Blanc, I think.
Yeah, okay. So we were going to go to Costco and pick up a few things. And I told my wife, I was like, well, we're going to be close to Flint, so we're going to go pick up. I was like, you got to try this. I didn't know what it was. I told her, I was like, you got to try these. We're going to try these woodles. She's like, what the fuck is a woodle? I was like, that's what I said. I didn't know what the hell it was, but it was good. That's all I know.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. I gotta.
Yeah, it's called the Red Wagon.
The Red Wagon. D-A.
Yeah.
The Red Wagon. Yes.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I don't dig barbecue, so that's.
Well, one of the people that I work with went there or got DoorDash or whatever.
Yeah.
Let me try it. Like, broke off half a woodle and was like, "You got to try this." And I was like, "What is it? It looks like an egg roll." No, try it. Just try it. And I was like,
"All right,
fuck, okay, that's really fucking good." Yeah. So, anyway. Preston Garvey dropped in a super chat, says, but Mexican food is spicy. I can only handle salt. You sound like Duke. Nah, that's not true. Duke totally tore up some fucking enchiladas that I made.
I did. Those were so good.
And I make those pretty spicy. Those I mean, they're not like the spiciest thing I make or anything like that, but like because they're still just enchiladas. They're not a particularly spicy Mexican food, but with that chorizo sauce that you put over the top.
Oh yeah, I meant to steal the sauce because I wanted to have it on.
You could have had. There was a bunch left over.
Yeah, I meant to.
I think a lot of people didn't know what to do with the sauce.
Well, that's normal with Michigan people. They don't know what to do unless it's ketchup.
Yeah.
No, but like where's the ketchup? Like, oh, this is
yeah. Like, well, it's enchiladas. We don't put ketchup on enchiladas, so I made chorizo sauce. But yeah, those were good. And Duke did me proud. He didn't like back down or try and put ketchup on it.
No, I was good. That's funny. It makes me laugh. Like what else? There's not a ton of stuff where I'm like, oh, you gotta try it. So just like diner food is good. There are a couple you can never get to them. Mennonite restaurants are always really, really good. But your wife cooks, so it's kind of just like best stuff your wife cooks. Like in my opinion, like my wife can cook really good eggs and really good like all the good stuff my wife can cook. I like her cooking.
Yeah.
So it's just like you going out and paying for that style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's like today. I usually don't eat at work. Sometimes I'll grab a little snack, but 99% of the time I don't eat at work.
Yeah.
Because my wife told me, she's like, I'm making dinner. And I said, well, what are you making? She's like, I'm making, she makes everything fresh. She's like, I'm making spaghetti, garlic bread, and Caesar salad. And I was like, hell yeah.
I love my wife's spaghetti. Yeah.
So that's what I had for dinner when I got home. And I was happy as shit. And I was like, I'd rather stay home and eat that than go out anywhere. So I'm good. But so far though, the place we found that we like the best is still that Brian's restaurant. We've been there a few times.
Oh yeah.
And that's just everything we've tried so far there's been good. And it don't hurt that first of all, they're not really expensive at all. And two, it's like, I don't know, 90 seconds from our house. It's like right there.
Yep.
So it's good. It's good. I dig it a lot. Old Man Butler says, is this sauce store-bought or homemade? My chorizo sauce is homemade, dude. That's everything I made, those enchiladas and the sauce and everything was all homemade, man. Fucking store-bought chorizo sauce.
Store-bought, what do you think this is?
The fuck?
Yeah, man.
Sí, señor.
Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah, you should have taken some of that chorizo. I'll make some for you sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Make a whole fucking jar of it. You can put that on anything, dude. It tastes great on eggs, too.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Anyway. Shadow Bear says, bacon should be on the cusp between chewy and crunchy. No, I want it crunchy. I want crispy bacon. I don't want chewy bacon. And I hate it when there's still fucking white flaps of fucking fat on there. Cook that shit down.
No.
Cook that shit down. I don't want to see any white on my bacon.
Nope. I want that all black and crisp. And like I make bacon to where it's falling apart when you eat it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the best bacon, dude.
Yeah.
Once you go black, you don't go back.
Or it's nice and it's so crispy that the only thing holding it together is the bacon grease.
What's crispy?
You know where when you bite into it, it breaks apart. It just like grease just comes out of it. And it's so crispy. It's been infused and deep fried in its own grease. Oh, that's what makes the best fucking BLT sandwiches too.
Exactly.
Oh,
my daughter is on a kick of like lettuce, mayonnaise, and toast.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants little sandwiches cut up like that, and so we do it. And I got like, I was like, oh, I bet you'd like a BLT, you know. So I don't know.
Just throw a little bacon on there, and you're good to go. BLT, a BLT is such a like. When I was a kid, that was considered BLT was I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, BLT was considered poor man's food. That was like, well, we can't really afford to go buy like turkey or ham or whatever. So just because bacon was way cheaper, like bacon, it was just fucking. I mean, the idea of bacon came from like, here's this part of this pig nobody wants. You know what I mean? That's what bacon is, by the way. Why is it so expensive nowadays? I don't fucking know.
That's the same thing with like hot wings, like chicken wings. Chicken wings was trash meat until they start marketing them as like, ooh, this buffalo wings.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was a kid, bacon was
buy chicken legs cheaper than chicken wings.
Yeah, when I was a kid back in the 80s, bacon was way cheaper compared to other foods than it is today. And so, like, we was poor, so it was either, okay, you can have a BLT, or the other one I loved was a fried bologna sandwich, right? Like, those were the poor people choices of, like, make a sandwich, like fried bologna or BLT, And they were both delicious, by the way. Fucking
fried spam.
Yeah, fried spam. Fried bologna still is, like, a delicacy nowadays. Like, you get some good, like, not chicken butthole, but like good beef bologna.
You could get cut in the deli, thick cut.
Yeah, I always like to do. Like basically like a fried bologna grilled cheese. So I'll like fry up the bologna, and then I'll do like a fucking grilled cheese sandwich. And then once as it's about to get melty, I'll open up the grilled cheese sandwich and throw the fried bologna in there, and then keep melting the cheese on both sides. So it's a fried bologna grilled cheese. Oh, dude, it's fucking delicious.
I was like, would you say those are like the only cheapest things right now as far as bologna compared to like bacon, eggs, and all types of other stuff?
Yeah, I know. The eggs were the other one, right? For like up until a couple of years ago, eggs were like the cheap food, right? You couldn't afford anything else. You go buy those big fucking 36 count eggs or whatever, really, for like $9. And fucking, well, at least I got eggs, right? You got protein and all that shit. You can fill yourself up on eggs.
Back in my day, eggs and toilet paper so cheap, we used to throw it on the house of our enemies.
Damn right. Brad Bacon dropped in the super chat, says, burnt bacon is ruined bacon. I have spoken. Well, nobody's talking about like actual burnt bacon, but like as crispy as it can get without burning.
Yeah, crispy. I'm talking about crispy bacon.
Crispy bacon.
I'm not talking about like, that loose, wiggly, Democrat-ridden bacon. It just doesn't stick for anything.
Yep. And that is a good way to explain it. That is some Democrat bacon right there. I'm going to be using that for the rest of my life.
Or charred bacon.
You should be erect.
Or
you should be erect.
You don't want your bacon ready, explored and ready to sell down now.
Right.
No.
I don't want flaccid bacon.
Yeah,
I want
no
some fucking rock hard bacon.
Yeah, standing up erect.
Yes, you want some erect bacon.
You want loose, sloppy bacon? No.
No. Want some good, strong, erect bacon.
Yeah.
None of that Democrat flaccid bacon.
No, it's not
fucking Democrats.
Yeah.
I don't know why that reminded me of this. I was at work yesterday or day. I can't remember what fucking day it was. And I was there, and I'm with a couple of fucking. I was there with a couple of people who were much more melanated than I am, if you get my meaning. And there were some people walking into my work that were like the whitest trash of white trash you've ever seen, right? And I was standing there, and we were just talking, and I looked over, and I was like, God damn fucking white people. And they both lost their fucking shit. And it was funny. And I felt loved. It was great.
Hey, some of the trashiest people I ever seen came from Michigan. Neighbors used to live across the road. They were like the epitome of white trash.
Mm-hmm.
They're only here because they're wanted in Michigan.
That makes sense. Head to Virginia. Oh. Lately, some of the best grilled cheese I ever had bacon in it. Dude, bacon in a grilled cheese sounds delicious.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
That's a lot,
That's
man.
two good that's two good things together. Grilled cheese is good and bacon's good. You got some nice crispy bacon in a grilled cheese.
I'm gonna go with just straight up.
Oh, have you seen the dude that took the Baconator and made a real Baconator? He ground that up and made like the break. I made bacon bread, bacon cheese, bacon infused meat, bacon sauce.
It seems like a lot.
Seems like a lot to do when you just eat a bunch of bacon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like sometimes, like every time I want to make BLTs, I'm just gonna make bacon and eggs and toast. Like that's just, I'm gonna have it separate. I don't need to have it all like crazy. You know what I mean? Just be
funny thing is that's the stuff that my folks had a lot. BLTs. Just had one a couple of days ago, but I had to slap avocado.
Well, my thing is like, what's the effort to payoff trade-off, right? Like, I love, like, one of the things like my daughters and my wife love me to make is like I make these really good fucking bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, like breakfast sandwiches, right? However, I don't make them for myself because like it just takes less time to make bacon, eggs, and some toast, and then just sprinkle some cheese on the egg than to actually go through the trouble of making it the way I have to make it so that I can assemble it into a sandwich. And it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Like it's the same thing. So for like, if I'm making for me and I'm just hungry and I don't care about presentation and all that shit, I'm just making I'm throwing some eggs, some bacon, and some toast on a plate, putting some cheese on the eggs while they're still hot and the cheese gets melty. And it's the same flavor. It's the same, everything's there on the plate. I just didn't have to go through all the trouble of fucking assembling it and doing all the shit because I'm fucking hungry. And like, I don't want to put that much effort into the shit.
I know exactly. It's kind of like getting like a cold chicken out of the fridge and eating it over the sink and not getting a plate. You don't want to have a full effect in a plate.
I don't need to put in that much effort to get this into my mouth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like sometimes you just like, I want the thing without going through all the steps that other people would go through to do the thing. When I can get the same end result just by eating this shit and shoving it in my face. Yeah.
I'm with you there. Sometimes I make a bowl. Sometimes you should.
I mean, sometimes look, when I cook, because like when I cook, I like to, make it nice for everybody. I enjoy cooking, but I take shortcuts when needed. Like, because Duke, like the fucking enchiladas that I make. The reason I make them the way I do. So when I make enchiladas, I don't individually roll each fucking enchilada. I do it like it's a fucking casserole or like a lasagna or whatever you want to fucking call it, right? Like I don't individually roll the chicken filling and all that, because I do like chicken and cheese enchiladas. I do like a layer of fucking tortillas and then a layer of the chicken and cheese and then another layer of tortillas and the sauce. Like because it's easier to make that way. And nobody. Have you ever eaten enchiladas one by one anyway? No, you don't. Especially when they're in a big fucking pan, right? You just fucking dig in and grab a scoop of this enchilada fucking congealed cheesy fucking mess, right? So what's the point of me spending all the time to individually roll enchiladas when I can just do it almost like a fucking lasagna? With layers of the stuff. And then no matter where you dig in to that fucking enchilada, that whole casserole dish, you're getting the exact same thing. Saves me fucking time, tastes exactly the fucking same, and it's delicious. So who cares?
Yeah, it's a shortcut. I mean, my folks said we still do it the roll way, but
when I first started making enchiladas, I would always do the fucking individually roll each enchilada and put it in the fucking pan and all that kind of shit. And it was like, it took a lot longer to prep, to get it into the oven and start cooking it. And I was like, one day I just was like, Man, I'm just gonna layer it real quick and see how that comes out. And it came out fucking fantastic, and that was years ago. And so I just kept doing it the same way ever since because it's way fucking quicker. So it tastes the same, dude. It's still enchiladas. It's the exact same. And then every bite, you're getting everything that's in the enchilada. It's fucking great. Anyway. Let's see. What do we have out there in the chats? What do you got? What are you dropping in there, Ledlace? Chris P. Bacon. How to roll like Chris P. Bacon. I don't know what this is. It's a book? I don't know what that is. You've confused me, sir. And I do not appreciate being confused. What else is going on in the world? I feel like there was some other stuff happening, and I just don't remember what. Well, I know we got like didn't they finally put somebody other than Kash Patel in charge of the ATF, right? I know we had that thing going on. I don't remember. Let me look it up.
Trump, you probably already mentioned it. Trump made China his bitch.
Yeah. He fucking removed all the tariffs except for the ones on China. Well, for what, 90 days, I think?
Yeah. Well, because 75 countries have already gotten in line. It's like, we want to negotiate. When they found out he's not bluffing. He told everybody in the administration told him, don't retaliate or shit's going to happen. China's like, oh, he's just bluffing. We're going to retaliate. And guess what happened?
Yep. So U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll has replaced Kash Patel as the acting director of the ATF. I know nothing about Daniel Driscoll. Does anybody in the chat know anything about this dude? Is he a good dude to have in charge of the ATF? I have no idea. I just saw this story today. So, because Kash Patel was fucking replaced, they're saying he was removed. I don't know who removed him because, like,
well, it seemed he was just temporarily filling the job because he didn't have anybody because he can't be FBI director and ATF director at the same time. It's just we can, but they didn't want.
This new guy they're saying is taking the role of acting director as well, so they still haven't found anybody permanent.
Yeah, of course, Patel's been kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about this U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll. I'm not familiar with him or his views on guns or any of that shit. So I don't know if this is a good move or not. But that's news that came out today. Every story I've seen has basically just been like, here's his service record, and he graduated, or not. I don't know if he graduated, but he went to Yale. Apparently, after getting out of the army, so I know that much about him. That's all I know. So that happened today. Oh, didn't Ukraine capture some fucking Chinese troops in Ukraine? I know that happened today, or I don't know if it happened today, but like the story went out today that Ukraine has claimed they have captured Chinese troops in Ukraine fighting with Russian troops. And China's like, no, we are not doing that, blah, 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 blah. And Ukraine's like, no, we fucking got some fucking Chinese motherfuckers here.
Of course, like anything come from Ukraine could be misinformation too, because...
Well, yeah, anything coming from Ukraine, Russia, or China could be misinformation. So who the fuck knows what? I don't know.
Well, they're trying to get people riled up and fight for them. Hey, look! Guess what? We found Chinese people fighting. They're bad guys.
Yeah. Well, because honestly, if you're gonna say one country sent fucking troops to your country to fight, and you want to get Trump on your side, China's the right country to fucking do it with. So,
that you articulate it better.
But story I'm looking at here, I mean, the story I'm looking at here says it is confirmed. There's 2 Chinese nationals being pulled in as prisoners of war. They were wearing Russian uniforms, but they've been verified to be Chinese nationals. They were fighting near the red line. Not sure where exactly that is. China made a statement saying we wouldn't send anybody to the front lines. We do support Russia, which they do. They've been public about supporting Russia. Fucking that's not news. They're like, but we wouldn't allow our people to the front lines. But these guys technically weren't found at the front lines. They were found at the red line, which I guess is the line between the front lines and not the front lines, I guess, according to this article. So it's like kind of being like, yeah, we support Russia, but we would never send our troops to the front lines. But right behind the front lines, we sure would. So
double talk.
Yeah. And then
that one guy was quoted many times. Don't trust China, China asshole.
Yep. And then they said they found Donsk in Donsk villages. They found 6 more Chinese citizens that they took as prisoners of war, but they're still trying to verify where they came from. And
well, they didn't do like the North Korean soldiers be addicted to porn. So.
Yeah. Maybe. Who the fuck knows? But, I mean, if China is sending troops, I mean, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me, though. That's the thing, though, is because China's been very open about supporting Russia.
Which part of what the tariffs are about is because the money that China makes goes to supporting their military off trade.
Yep.
It's kind of like somebody actually thought this thing through.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
And set things in motion to basically isolate China from all the nations around them.
Mm-hmm.
So now all the other countries will be getting the manufacturing done there instead of China? Huh.
Oh. Well, their market has been crashing pretty bad right now.
Yep.
Let's see. Old Man Butt in the chat says Honda wanted us to remind you he misses you and is jealous of Duke getting to dock with you. I know Duke does get to dock with me. I've docked with Honda before. I was up there in Denver, but I get to dock with Duke way more. So yeah,
you know that's not the term he meant.
I just don't, dude, because I mean, by the time Honda's chats on Sunday nights start at 10:30 my time now. I'm asleep, dude. I'm asleep on Sunday nights at 10:30. So, and then yeah, it's because of all of Honda's fucking days where he's either doing his chats or I was doing my Monday chats is like the busiest days of the week for me at work, where I'm like asleep by the time he's up and doing shit and doing chats. So, Leto still says, what do you think about the new Tom Hardy show, Mobland? Haven't watched it. I want to watch it. Trailers look good, but I haven't watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. There's only like a couple episodes out anyway. So, yeah. Most of the time, I just wait till something's all out so I can binge watch it.
Looks like there's a good cast, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, you know what I just watched that was actually really good was what the fuck is the name of that show? It was on not Bounty Hunter. What the fuck is the name of that show?
Was it Venom 3?
Saw the Bondsman.
Bondsman, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Me and my wife just watched that. Really easy. It was only 8 episodes and they're only like 30 minutes each. So it's not a very long watch at all. was a really good show. It's got Kevin Bacon in it, where he this is not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. He dies and gets brought back to life by hell to be a bondsman to catch demons who've escaped.
Oh, that's cool. I've seen. There's been other movies and shows with that premise.
Yeah, I mean it's very. I mean it's not like a new concept per se. There's a lot of stuff in it, but it was
always
really
a cool concept. Like,
yeah, no, it was really good. I liked it. It was a real quick watch. I mean, total you only got like 4 hours invested into the whole first season.
Yeah,
so
you could binge watch it.
Oh yeah.
Good show.
So I liked it. But yeah, it's on Amazon. I mean, I didn't watch it on Amazon because I don't like the fucking fact that you got to pay more money to not get commercials on Amazon. Fuck them. But
well, sail the high seas. That's pretty much how I saw it.
Yeah, that's how I watched it too, because I don't fucking watch commercials. Old Man Buttrickle says, when you start a new show with Duke, you can call it Docking with Duke. I like that. Yeah. We were going to go take our families this summer when it warms up here and go rent a little cabin up off of one of the lakes that he knows about. Take the kids up there, and the cabin has its own dock, so I can shoot videos there called Docking with Duke on an actual dock. It would be great.
You get some little sun chairs, have a couple beers, and
get sitting by the fire, making marshmallows.
You'd be surprised how me and Duke make marshmallows together. Let your imagination roll with that one. Oh fuck. Anyway,
did you make marshmallow mushrooms?
Marshmallow mushrooms, sticky white marshmallow mushrooms
with some chocolate on it.
Ew.
They make s'mores.
Why'd you have to take it that far? Chocolate does not belong in sexual innuendo because it implies shit. Anyway, what else you got out there, chat? Anything else? Any other topics of conversation for the chitty chat?
I'll say something real quick. We finally got some new guns added to the California handgun roster. So we finally got the Walter PDP. So I'm like, okay, finally.
Anything significant, like something people have been clamoring for? I'll take that as a no. All right. Okay, well, let me see if there's any other stories to talk about here. I don't see anything. I was trying to look before the chat, and I'm going through it now, and there's not. No. The Direwolf thing is the big one that nobody will shut the fuck up about, and we already talked about that, so I'm not going into that shit again. But I'm
looking forward to
gun one here real quick while we're here. Didn't ask. Go away. All right. Butternubs. Ooh, Butternub's got a new Smith & Wesson. Nice little pocket pistol there. Pointed at his dick, so don't know about that. Ooh, old school Browning. Very nice. What we got here, Mr. Fiend Dog. Another, that's a Model 10, right? Yeah, that's a Model 10.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. AK Nut. He's got his got a SIG and another SIG. That's the he's got the that's not another, same SIG, different frame. Okay, gotcha. Practical Bacon's got a new AR. Look at that. See, that's nice. That's a nice, clean, simple build. I love ARs when they're just nice and clean and simple. Not a bunch of bullshit hanging off of them that you don't fucking need. Just a nice, clean build and nothing else. There you go. Ooh, always fun with the SKS. Yeah, he says it needs a bayonet. Yeah, it needs a bayonet. Still nice. What do we got? Ammo storage. Turn on a light, bro. Let's see. What does this say? I got a deal, but still went crazy today. Jesus Christ, how much you fucking buy today, bro? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fucking guns. Got that SOCOM there, which is nice. That SOCOM's nice. I mean, it's a lot of nice guns. The SOCOM just stands out. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12, not 11. I completely missed the little fucking wannabe AR pistol here that I didn't see until I blew up the picture.
Being 12, you missed the opportunity to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Ooh, it's got a car. I love cars. Cars are great guns. More people should buy cars. Scott get Glock 17, a classic, a 17L, and a CZ97BD. Nice. What do we got here? Somebody's got their pistol, their AR pistol. They got a suppressor on it. Nice setup there. Got some nods. Nice setup. We got here. Oh, the good old days. Too bad that shit's not cheap anymore. Surplus. Gun cleaning kits. What do we get? Oh, that's that picture we saw last week that was too small. Okay, we saw all this. Wait, let's see. Anybody else drop anything in? No. We did not. Some bitch. Mr. Scary says, I heard the LCP Max is now on the approved list for California. That's cool.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh,
all this kid about that PvP.
George says, tell Duke I sent him a Red Dawn related video on message on Discord. I will tell him when I see him again. He already duked out for the night. Fucking pussy. Being tired all the time. No, I can't even. See, I can't give him shit. I can't give him shit. Like, I get it now. Ridiculous.
Don't y'all work in the same schedule?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, don't y'all work in the same schedule?
Well, yeah. Because in this part of Michigan, first shift is 6 to 2. So we both work first shift. And yeah, and because of where I live, for me to go to work, it requires getting up at like 4:15 in the morning.
So you're even further.
All the shit I got to do and fucking drive from where I live to where I work in Flint. So, yeah.
I got a small taste of that this morning. I had to take my cousins for endoscopy procedures. We had to get up at that time this morning.
Oof.
Not fun, dude. I mean, you get used to it. No, I'm not going to say it's not fun. It doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. And I like getting out by 2 o'clock every afternoon. It's great. However, I'm just really fucking tired. I'm way more tired than if I woke up at, and had to go to work at 8 o'clock as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like, there's just something about getting up that early that by the time you get home in the afternoon, I just want to eat and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And just pass the fuck out. I'm like exhausted. I don't know why. So, and then part of it's the weather too. It's cold still. So like, I sleep way better when it's cold. So,
I'm just glad she only weighs 140 pounds. The Jeep I usually take her to appointments broke down yesterday. And I had to use my truck, which I have to climb up in my truck. So I just had to pick her up and set her in the vehicle.
You see, man, that's the one time I agree with you. It's easier when it's sleep when it's cold because I'm not gonna be happy when that summer hits, and I'm already feeling it.
Oh, sleeping in the heat? No. Can't do it.
No. Glad I got AC now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guess what? We're going to end this chat a little bit early. I know.
We're talking about naps and sleeping.
Oh, okay. We went through all the topics there is to talk about, and I'm fucking tired. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm a sleepy bitch. Go ahead, give me shit for it. I got a few things to do before I get to go to bed, so I'm gonna do those things and then go the fuck to bed. Besides, Duke already pussed out on us. Fucking pussy. No.
Hey, Matt, no docking time with him, so it is what it is.
Old man Butt Ringle says Duke already docked out.
Yeah. I'll have to wait. I'm off this weekend. Maybe I can get some docking time with Duke.
Hey, does that mean we're going to do the Batman thing this Saturday?
Yeah, we should, yeah. I got nothing else going on. So as long as my wife doesn't come to me and go, we're doing this on Saturday night, then yes. But she has made no mention of anything, so we have no plans. I mean, we got some plans on Friday, but that's during the day and not at night. So, yeah, we're going to do the Batman thing on Saturday. But, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today. We're going to go ahead and get the hell up out of here. Hope you guys have a great fucking, Thursday and Friday. And I'll see you guys Friday night. We got the Toy Chat and Trigger Time on Friday. We'll do Geek Chat Saturday. You guys enjoy your fucking Thursday. We're going to get the hell out of here. Deuces, yo, shall not pee in the refrigerator. And we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys.